No, so wait a minute. Instead of getting into kids' asses about going 8 for 17, he's going to have his toes in the sand on the beach? Okay. Come on, Coach. It's a tough come on now. I don't know, man. That's a tough divorce, putting football down like that, man. That's a pretty tough one.
It is, but hey, it may be a tougher divorce the other way if I don't get out of it.
I hear that. I get you there. But, hey, Coach, so this had to take some time. You had to be thinking about this again a little bit at the end of last year, that this was going to be your final season in college football.
Well, actually, Dan, when I took the job, I was retired for basically a year, and Rocky called me. And I told him, I said, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 2 years, and then I'll evaluate it from there. And after last year, it was hard. See, my wife basically lives in Thousand Oaks, and I live here. And then she comes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the games. And in the off season, I go back there, during the weekends. And I'm just, I'm not seeing her. I'm not seeing my kids and my grandkids. They live there in Agora, and I just, it's just too tough on us. And I love football, but I love my family a little bit more.
No, and Coach, sometimes, family will always supersede something like this. Man, I love Thousand Oaks. The Cowboys used to go up there, Coach. And
Exactly.
we'd go up there, man, and we would practice up there at that college up there with that. I think
Cal
it was
Lutheran.
Yeah, had that L on the mountain up there, man.
There
That's a beautiful area, right? It's a beautiful area up there.
It is beautiful. Matter of fact, when I was retired, Dan, that's what I did. I went over and volunteered there because it's about 10 minutes from my house. So I volunteered at Cal Lutheran and had a great time.
Coach, what's the biggest experience that you can circle in your coaching career that you'll always reflect upon?
Oh, man, I just think it's all the people I've met. I've been getting so many emails and calls and texts from ex-players and ex-coaches and boosters, that kind of thing. Just friends. I've been all over the country. I was in California for several jobs. I was in Oregon. I was at Texas A&M. I was at New Mexico with Rocky. I was in Louisiana and New Orleans. So, I've been all over the country, and I've met so many great people. I've been coaching 45 years, and just the relationships I've made over the years is probably the most important thing.
I tell you, Coach, those environments, too, you're talking College Station. Then you're talking UCLA, USC, the rivalry, the Pac-10 stuff. I mean, you've pretty much seen college football grow up in front of your eyes. Do you like it?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Like you said, I had an opportunity to coach at USC and UCLA. Not many people do that. And coached at Oregon when we got that program going with Rich Brooks. And then at Texas A&M, we had great years. And, I just like you said, all over the country. And to be in the stadiums, the Orange Bowl, the Notre Dames, the Michigans, the Tennessees, the Texas. I've been all over the country, and to be in those great venues and play against great football teams and be in great bowl games and just all those experiences I've had. You have no idea how big that was in my life.
Coach, for you, when you look at the growth of college football, do you love what you're seeing? I mean, God, you've pretty much seen the growth from when it used to be just the old, when I played, the old polls with AP, UPI, to now we're coming up to a semifinal, which I think the ratings are going to be off the hook, to all these bowl games. Like, we'll talk about the one here tonight, the Poinsettia Bowl with Navy and our Aztecs. But, I mean, do you like what you're seeing with the game?
Well, not really, Dan. I mean, I started way back when in the Pac-10 I was at USC. It was the Pac-8. And then it went, and we had unlimited scholarships, and then we went to 105 scholarships, and then we went to 95, and then 85, and then I had a chance to go to Oregon, and all of a sudden things started changing. The coaches started making a lot more money. The media started getting more involved with social media, and the recruiting gurus. In the old days we could find a guy under the rocks and nobody knew about him, and all of a sudden we got them. But now there are no secrets. Everybody knows everybody's business. And this thing about the polls and all, I've been fighting that for years because, I kind of got hurt a little bit when we lost that Miami game, didn't get a chance to play in the national championship. I still think we had the best team in the country that year. And, the polls, the way they're doing it now is probably better than what they did before, but it's still not enough teams. And I just believe that what's happened with the coaches' salaries escalating and the pressures on people. Coaches are getting fired after 3-4 games of the season now. Just so much pressure now to win, and it's like in the NFL. There's only one team that is successful, and that's the one that wins the Super Bowl. And that's kind of like what's happening in college football now. The only successful team is the one that wins the national championship, and I just don't think that's right.
Bob Toledo, OC Aztecs, here on San Diego Sports Leader, the Mighty 1090. Coach, it's funny. Every time we talk, I mean, it must be that you bring up that time when your team got hosed because of the hurricane, and you guys had to play that game with the Hurricanes late in the year. It's funny, Coach, because I don't remember really much the wins any longer, but I sure remember those heartbreaking losses like I had against Penn State in the Fiesta Bowl. I'll never in my lifetime ever forget that. It seems to me that will be always something on your mind, and I asked you what was a signature moment for you. Probably that scenario there that played itself out that denied you guys a shot at that title.
It really was, Dan. You know, I've had some great experiences. I've had the first double overtime game win over USC, and I've had all these other great wins and great seasons. But that one game will haunt me for the rest of my life because we were supposed to play Miami in the beginning of the season, and because of Hurricane George, it didn't happen. And we had just beaten SC. We won 20 games in a row, ranked number 1 or 2 in the nation, going down to play the Hurricanes. And it was a heck of a game. We had 675 yards. They had 690. We had 45 points, but they had 48. And they had some great players, as you know, Santana and Edwin James, and I can go on, Morgan. I go on and on and on about the great players they had. And that kind of jump-started them, and that hurt us. And it hurt my career because that was a chance for us to go play Tennessee in the Fiesta Bowl and possibly win a national championship. So that game will always haunt me, yes.
Coach, let's talk about this bowl game tonight. The guys ready? And, Coach, experiences like this for kids to go to games like this and be in bowl games, how important is it for them?
Oh, I think it's so much fun. You know, they work so hard during the course of the year, and it's kind of a reward for all the fruits of their labor. And, you know, to get a chance to go to the zoo and go to SeaWorld and go yesterday on the Midway and have that luncheon with Navy. I mean, it was just an awesome experience. And then to just be with your friends a little bit longer and to play one more game. You know, it's like when the season's over, you always say, God, I wish we just had one more game. Well, these seniors and this team have one more game, and it's an opportunity to showcase this team this season and kind of set the stage for next year for the younger people.
Coach, I have to say that, you know, you're going across the finish line on your own time. Usually, you know, in a business like this, you're forced out. You're told when to leave. This has got to be for you a pretty good moment for you to be able to walk across the finish line and call it because, as I said, I mean, most people are pushed out of their gigs, and for you to have come here and really put your influence on the program, that's got to be rewarding for you to walk away from the game like that.
Well, that's interesting you say that, Dan, because my good friend Brian Sipe said that the other day. He says, God, you're so lucky. You get to walk away when you want to walk away and on your terms. And it's true. You know, I feel really good about it. I've had a great career. I mean, like I said, I've coached 45 years and had a lot of great experiences. And now to tell Rocky, hey, Rocky, thanks for everything. I appreciate everything you've done. But it's time for me to move on and enjoy my golden years, to let some other young guy come in and take over and put his stamp on this program. And going away, I feel good. You know, we've been to 2 bowl games. We've won a lot of football games. And I hope that in some little way I have put a stamp on this program. Well,
you've definitely put a stamp on California college football, Coach. I knew who you were years and years ago, and I know that you're one of the benchmark guys that were out here. And everybody, I guarantee you, knock on a kid's door, they're going to know Bob Toledo's name. And, Coach, we got to do this again, even in retirement. I got to check on you next year. You know, I'm gonna check on you next year. I can't just let you just slide away like that.
Well, Dan, you've been a good friend. You've been good to me, and you're always welcome to give me a holler, and I'd be more than happy to talk on your show, okay?
You got it. Hey, Coach, go get him tonight against Navy. Right. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks, Dan. Take care, and Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and all that good stuff, man.